Good evening. Happy Tuesday evening. Um, Welcome back to Sarah Black Marathon Madness. Today we're going to talk about Season 2, Episode 12, Craze Week Day 2, Caden's Pyramid Redo, and then Season 8, Episode 58, Tis the Season to Try to Be Jolly. Uh, I don't know why. Alright. Mm, okay. So let's begin. Season 2, Episode 12, 8th grade, phase day 2, Caden's Pyramid Redo. So here we go. It starts out, he goes to breakfast, he gets breakfast club, he gets breakfast, he goes to breakfast club, morning club, savage club. He sees all his Brotherhood 2.0 and Erica and all the whole gang. They eat breakfast, they play some games, they play some Christmas themed activities because it's December. It's here. Um, um, and they just chit chat and have a good time. And then he goes to first period, which is language arts. He does the bell work, and then they have a lesson, and then they finish working on their book. I believe they're finishing their book today, probably. Or working on it. You'll find out on the clips, and then and then um And then he goes to second period reading with Miss Warnock, and then they have this lesson, and then they're working on their book, and they're almost done. They're both almost done their books, which I think they're reading. One's reading The Giver, and one's reading something else. I can't keep up. But anyway, then he goes to pre-algebra with Miss Carnell. It's stressful, but you know what? Oh yeah, it's the stressful. Um, they have their bell work lesson and then a stressful exit ticket. I hate those things. Oh my gosh. But he gets help, he gets through it, and then he goes to lunch. And here we go. It's Craze Week Day 2. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So one, and it's what's today? Taco Tuesday. And here we go. So they just chit chat a little bit, and it's game day Tuesday. They do their games, they eat. But they come up with a plan, what they're going to do, and how they're going to start to behave. But Kaden interrupts, and he's not happy with the pyramid from yesterday. He was like the second to last person on the pyramid. And Hunter wasn't going to mess with it. You're not going to complain about my pyramid. How many times do I have to tell you this is my bird? I'm the leader. Um, alright, and this is my pyramid, this is our rule, my rules, and it's my way or highway, and you're gonna follow it. And if you don't like where you're at in the pyramid, guess what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna redo the pyramid, and if you don't like your position, you're at a decent position. You're totally on the bottom. You're on the bottom row, but not a last person. But guess what? If you're gonna redo your pyramid, I'm gonna redo the pyramid for this week. And guess what, Kaden? You're not kicked out. But guess what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove you from the pyramid this week. And by the way, you're on probation. This is a temporary kickout. You're for the rest of the week. For the rest of the week. And you're off the pyramid this week. If you don't like where you're at, you're on the pyramid. You're where you were included in the Brotherhood, but now you're temporary kicked out. And took off the pyramid. And I resend the pyramid, I redo the pyramid. There you go, Kaden. If you're gonna be a smart aleck, I'm gonna be a smart aleck back. And here's your new pyramid. And that's how Lynch ends. It ends with craziness because it's a crazy week, folks. It's not only the beginning. Oh wait, it gets crazier from here. But that was the most crazy thing of the day was Caden's attitude, which is to be expected any week, but it's just crazy week. And then he goes to study hall, which we don't see. Science, Miss Fairchild, bell work, lesson, activity. Um, and then he goes to choir. They're working hard for the preparing for the Christmas concert, which I can't wait to discuss in a week or so, 2 weeks. One of these days here before Christmas hiatus, for a whole month, or pretty much a whole month, half of a month. But anyway, we'll get there when we get there. Um, and then he goes to chaotic civics with wild language. They have their lesson and then activity or whatever. And then he goes to resource. He gets the math done, and is stressing out, making him go crazy. But he gets it done, and then the bell rings, and the day is done. And we're ready for day 3 of Craze Week tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Um, Now let's go to the 11th grade, season 8, episode 58. Tis the season to try to be jolly. And this is the first day of December. This is a new week, by the way. This is like Monday, I believe. A Monday. So he starts out in the morning with another pyramid and another day, a new week, even though we just did one in that. But trust me, I'm skipping a couple episodes, moving from. We go back and forth on this show. Um, so he does his pyramid, and then he goes to school. He gets breakfast. He gets on the Heartland bus. He goes to Heartland. Today's a Monday. He's early child today. They prepare for this last. Yeah, it's the last week of preschool before winter break, Christmas break. For the preschool too. As Heartland has an interesting schedule, and I'll discuss it in the future. But anyway, um, but um, I'm trying to think. Oh, and then they work on their lesson plans, weekly calendar, and then they have their break in the middle for 15 to 20 minutes. And then they finish their lesson plans and then get materials for Christmas week. For the it's Christmas week is the theme. Christmas is the theme this week, and it's going to be so exciting. There's some major plans, and I'm going to tell you about it probably in a future episode. Um, Possibly like a fake Polar Express at the end of the week is going to be fun, but I'll discuss that later. Um, if you know, you know. If you've seen the show, um, but if this is your first time watching any of this, you'll find out soon. I want later on, probably later this week, or next week, because I have all moved well. Um, but anyway, um, I'm trying to think. Um, and then the bell rings for Hartman, and they go back to the high school study hall, and then lunch, and he chit chats with the Brotherhood. They talk about Brotherhood. They do the pyramid for the members that weren't there, uh, and they're complaining again. But luckily, he don't have to move anyone off this week. Um, But with all the complaining, he said, "Okay, I normally freak out. I normally, it makes me go crazy. But this time, it's December. 'Tis the season to be jolly. I'm gonna try to be jolly and um, not rage bait on anyone about the pyramid this week. And I mean, this season, this Christmas season. And I'm just gonna chill out and just let it be and spread some joy and spread the kindness and try to be jolly as much as possible. But it's hard doing these members, it's hard being a barhead leader, but he'll get through it. But he tries to be jolly, he compliments everyone, he gives them a candy out, and then he goes, finishes his lunch, Taco Tuesday, and then he does Game Day Tuesday, and chills and relax. And then he goes to science with Mr. Mindock and Mr. Miller, the student teacher. They have bell work and then like a lesson and then like a mastery thing. activity. And then he goes to Algebra 2, Mr. Stevens. He has a lesson, which is kind of stressful to Hunter, but he gets through it. He goes to the resource with Oswald. They work on the assignment. It's stressing him out, but it's Christmas time. He's gonna try to be jolly and not get totally stressed and rage bait and rage quit over math. Um, but he gets through it, and then he goes to the last period day, U.S. History of Wild Women, and they just have a lesson, an assignment, the bell rings at 3:30, and then he goes home. And has a jolly evening. Um, and that is it. Have a great Tuesday night, and I'll be back Wednesday night for another episode of Savage Home Marathon Madness. God bless and protect you all, and I'll see you next time I see you. Bye for now.